Our first guest tonight is a funny and talented comedian. Tickets for her Alive and Unwell tour are available at nikkiglazer.com. Please welcome Nikki Glazer! Thank you so much for doing this.
You're so good at this.
What?
You did the whole point to where I'm supposed to sit.
Well,
as if there was anywhere else. But you're great. Even backstage, they were just like, isn't he killing it? Josh, the AD, just said, isn't he effing killing it?
They always say that. They always say that.
It's hard. Isn't this hard? I did it twice
Yeah,
before.
how was it?
It's hard. It's harder than it looks. And it's much smaller than it looks, right? The paycheck.
Well, I mean, the paycheck's small, but I can't believe they give you a car after you do this. Oh, you didn't?
No.
Oh, yeah.
It must have gotten lost in the mail.
I got a Kia Sportage for doing the show. It's used, not...
A second?
That's what comedians should always drive. Keeps us grounded.
The funniest car, yeah.
Yeah, it's the funniest car. Thanks so much for doing this.
Oh my gosh, thanks for having
me. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You just got back from Europe yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday.
Wow.
Jet lag's a choice. So I was in Europe. I was there, I was on break from tour, and I was seeing Taylor Swift. That's what I do with my free time. I was following Taylor Swift around Europe.
There's nothing to do in Europe.
I saw 5 shows in 10 days.
You saw 5?
Yeah.
So you went to Europe to see Taylor Swift?
To see her. Europe was just like, it happened to be there while she was there, but it was mainly about her. I'm a huge Swiftie, and that's what I do with my free time. Like, when I have weekends off from my own tour, I fly to go see her. Like, I make efforts. I'm like a divorced dad doing his best to see his daughter. I make an effort. I'll fly in and see you. She has no idea who I am, but I'm just the biggest fan. No, I mean, I'm sure she's probably aware of me because I talk about her all the time, but I
wouldn't be so
her.
sure. She's very famous.
Yeah.
She may not know. I'm just being serious. I actually, I'm a Swiftie too.
Are you?
Yeah, I went once like a normal person, and that's me. I absolutely loved the show.
I mean,
the vibe is so good.
She's the best.
I get why you go.
I can't stop. I've seen her 17 times in 15 months, and I know. I'm addicted. It just, it gives me a surge of dopamine that I can't describe. So it's kind of for me either that or cocaine, and luckily I can afford both. So I do.
Congratulations.
It's crazy. I mean, I know it's excessive, and I really just don't know how to explain it other than. When the tour was first announced, I was like, I want to go to every show. But of course, I was like, you can't. That's just too much. It'll look weird. And then I remember I was going to go to like 2 or 3. And then my boyfriend was like, you love her so much. You work so hard. I expect you should go to every show you can go to. And,
of course.
And so I did. And it turned out he was cheating on me. So he kind of wanted me out of town.
I get it.
But having a boyfriend
if my girlfriend saw Taylor Swift 17 times in 15 months, I'd have a couple questions too.
Well, having a boyfriend who doesn't love you makes her music sound all the better. So.
I think that's right.
No, not current.
Well,
being clear.
It's also like a really long show.
It is. It's like almost sometimes 4 hours long, and I pride myself on the fact that I have never once gone to the bathroom during a single show I saw.
What does that mean?
In a toilet. I wear a diaper, and so I hold it. I don't even
constantly
have to...
pooping at every show.
Yeah, but my diaper's
it's the cocaine too. Yeah. So what is your strategy for making sure you don't?
For whatever reason, my body is just like, you're not gonna do that, like right now. Like it's probably what her body does during it. I don't think she has time to go, so I kind of like, I set my rhythms to hers.
Okay.
I don't need to say that.
Yours and Taylor's poop cycles are synced.
I wish. I can only wish.
Yeah.
It's.
So if it's 17 shows.
Yeah.
That's how many hours have you spent?
I think that's 60 hours.
60 hours
that I have watched her, and it's never a dull moment. It really feels like I'm going to go to more. I mean, this number is going to keep going up because
Do you think
while
at some point there's going to be a moment where you're like, all right, that was one too many?
I thought it might happen, but it hasn't yet with 17. And I just feel like this is a time where I just have to see someone who is one of the best performers who's ever lived. To me, it's like the Beatles. And I think I'm gonna be a person someday that everyone's gonna go like, you saw the Beatles? Like, you saw the Beatles live? So I wanna just see it as much as possible. It's the thing that makes me happiest in the world. And the Beatles comparison sometimes upsets people. Especially my dad is like a huge Beatles fan. And so he's always like kind of like, oh, it's not the same. She's not the same as the Beatles. But then I took him to an Eras tour in Europe. And I have a clip of his reaction while he was there.
Let's watch it.
I wanna show it. Crying like a baby.
Was that his first?
Yeah.
Was that his first Taylor Swift show?
Yeah, that was.
Oh
and
my
he was
God.
so moved, and I have never seen him cry like that. It was.
You've never seen your dad cry? How does that? Let's talk about that.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm a comedian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. If our dads cried, we wouldn't be here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We don't know how to emote.
So
Yeah.
it really is genuinely such a lovely show. I get why he was crying. It was happy, and also I can't believe
And his daughter is dressed like a 14-year-old, and so that was probably emotional for him too. See that she hasn't grown up at all.
Well, here's an interesting thing. You have seen 60 hours of the show, so
Yeah.
they did some research and found out in that time you could have gotten a helicopter pilot's license,
Who needs one?
watched all 5 seasons of Breaking Bad.
Okay, I do need to do that at some point.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
It's a great show.
I know, I've
Yeah.
heard, but I don't like violence.
And you can poop during it. Get CPR certification 30 times. You could have saved so many lives. But this is good too. This is good too.
Yeah.
Do you find yourself having to like justify to people why you like have to?
Yeah, I mean, it's a thing that a lot of people obviously can't afford, and it's like, oh, your privilege is showing if you post about it. I didn't really post about it at first because when I did, like even going twice, people are like, must be nice. I'd get those kind of comments, and it's like, it was so nice. I was front row. I could see your arm hair. It was amazing. But it's always from like, and I understand that. Like, I get jealous of people online too, and go like, ugh, why do they get to do that thing? I get it, but I chose to spend my money on this instead of kids. Like, I don't have kids, and kids are so expensive. I've looked up the number. When I decided not to have kids, Kumail, I was like, I just want to know what I'm saving, and like, from the age of 0 to 18, it's about $1 million to raise a kid.
$1 million.
And most of that is Fortnite in-app purchases. And so I was like, I'm gonna go see Taylor Swift as much as I can.
Yeah.
Because I live a modest life. Like, I don't have a house. I drive a 20-year-old car.
Wait.
You could date Tobey Maguire. I buy my bras at Target. I mean, I don't really, I live modestly. So this is really what I spend my money on.
Yeah. You don't have a house and you've seen Taylor Swift 17 times. Do you have a business manager? Well, we'll be right back. More with Nikki Glazer right after this. Welcome back. I'm here with Nikki Glazer.
Yes.
Okay. Is that what we heard? That was not Taylor Swift.
No.
That was Nikki Glazer.
That was me.
You made a song.
I made a song. It's called Someday You'll Die. It's about Joe Biden. And it's,
What's happening? I haven't been listening to the news. Please go into detail.
I wrote a song.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I had a special on HBO or on Max, I'm sorry, that's out now. It's called Someday You'll Die. And we were like editing it and like, oh, what song do you want to use for the credits? And it's like a lot of money to buy a song, and we were way over budget.
And you spent all your money on Taylor Swift.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, I'll write a song.
Yeah,
and it ended up being really good. And it's available wherever you want to stream songs. It's called Someday You'll Die. And I love performing music. Like, I love doing stand-up comedy, but like performing music is what I really want to do. Like,
wait, really? So you're a tremendously successful stand-up, but you're like, I don't care. I want to do the other thing.
I want to do them both, but like Kumail, I've always wanted to be a singer,
Really?
songwriter, and it was like I just got some bad advice early on when I was trying to be a singer. Like in high school, I had a music teacher that told my mom like she doesn't have it, and
But that's not advice.
I know. Well.
That's called an insult, Nikki.
I think she was talking about, I didn't have it, like the payment for the lesson, maybe, but, you know, it only takes one person to be like, you've got it, and then you're like, I have it. So it takes one person to be like, you don't have it, to make you just discouraged. And so
for sure.
I didn't realize, like, learning how to sing and write songs, it's not something that's just, like, you're born with. It's something you gotta, like, work at. So I started over COVID just playing guitar and learning how to sing.
You started learning guitar over COVID?
Yeah, and I've always sang, but I was like, oh, I can, like, your voice is an instrument. You can learn how to sing better, and I have. And so I wrote this song, and I love it, and I love performing. Like, when I go to Taylor Swift concerts, I think that's why I like Taylor Swift concerts, because I sing like I'm like I get to like perform. I'm not doing it for anyone. It's for myself. But a fan found me in the stands at a concert 2 days ago of me and my mom, and you'll see what I'm talking about of how I like to perform.
So I leave from the gallows and I levitate down your street. Crash the party like a record scratch as I scream. I'm having this baby.
Oh,
I
that's
get
you and
into
your
it.
mom.
I know that's annoying, but I just have fun.
I think that's amazing. I love
Thanks.
seeing that passion. I noticed something in that clip. Can we go back? Can we see this guy at the bottom? What's he? He thought this was going to be the Eagles. He's like, Don Henley looks great. That's amazing. And I want to show this. So your mom there, who's singing from.
Yeah.
This is the picture of you.
Yeah.
Your mom. And if
check
you
out that
notice,
shirt.
the shirt.
My boyfriend made this for my mom. It says Taylor Swift, but it's all pictures of me. I'm gonna get sued.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, it's so cute. But yeah, it's like I don't know. Have you ever desired to like do other things than I mean, obviously, than comedy? Like you wrote a movie that was very touching. Don't you want to like touch people in a way? Like comedy's so it's
I
not
wanna
sincere.
touch people, yeah.
Yeah, you've always touched people.
I remember from the age of 11 or 12 of wanting to touch people. My parents are gonna watch this. What am I doing?
Yeah, it's okay.
No, I do. I really, when I was a little kid, I wanted to be an artist, and I worked really, really, really hard at it. And there was a teacher who really encouraged me, but I was very bad. And one time she saw what I had made next to like the girl I had a huge crush on, and they both laughed, and they didn't mean to. It was so natural, and I haven't drawn since then. And
is that true?
it's 100% true.
No, you would be so good. But like, look
no,
what
you
we got out of you now, though, because of that.
Okay,
Like, it all
right,
worked out.
thank you.
But
That's so sweet.
everyone be nice to kids.
You're so wonderful. Thank you. Yeah, totally.
Like, it just takes one person to be like, you've got it. Like, honestly, I think I do stand-up comedy because I did it one time, and one person after the show was like, you've got it. And that's all I
Really?
needed to go. I'm going to keep going. Like, I kind of sucked the first time I did it. Everyone does. And so it's just a lesson to me. I just encourage, my niece and nephew are terrible at everything they do. And I go, no, you're amazing at this. Because I want them to believe in themselves.
What if they watch this, Nikki?
I forgot about that.
Well, but you also need
Parental
the
control.
spite as an engine. I think that's a good engine.
Yes, that's a good point.
That's true what you're saying, because there was one person, I had a philosophy advisor who recently passed away, and she was the one who was like, you have to be a comedian, otherwise you're going to be unhappy for your whole life.
Yeah.
And she bullied me into it, so I'm very grateful.
And she didn't realize, as a comedian, you're unhappy your whole life, too. But you just make money being unhappy.
Well, that's better than I'm being unhappy and broke.
No.
Thank you, Nikki. Tickets for the Nikki Glazer Alive and Unwell tour are available at nikkiglazer.com. We'll be right back with Paul Scheer.